This video will instruct you on how to use the collector screen and some of the basic components of the collector screen. We will review customer master data, phone number, things along those lines, where that information is, discuss the notepad. We'll also talk about clicking on an invoice and seeing additional data, and then entering data specific to that invoice. Next, we'll talk about the call completed button and moving to other accounts. We will now go to the collector screen. You do this by clicking the button here, Open Collector Screen. Here is the collector screen. Now, screens may be slightly different on different projects, but the essentials are the same. You have customer name, customer number, phone number, the direct contact, fax number, and email address. This field here is for miscellaneous information, other contacts, things along those lines. Now note, this information is for your use, and you are to change it based on whatever situation you come across or as things change. So for instance, if a phone number changes, contact changes, you are to change those. If there's nothing currently in those fields, you are to populate those fields. Next is the notepad. This is the diary of what is happening with the account. The key takeaway at this point is others will be reading this information. So again, proper grammar, proper spelling, writing in a way that people can understand the information that is being displayed. The notepad has a follow-up date that is there. Again, every call, every contact requires a follow-up date. Data about the open invoices is here, and the key takeaway here is for each invoice that you click on, supplemental information on that invoice is displayed down here. For instance, if I click on a different invoice, that information will change, and this is specific to that invoice. The same thing occurs with entering data on an invoice level. That includes disputes, requests, and payment promises. Those are entered on the invoice level. For instance, this invoice here currently has a payment promise open on that one. If you click on a different invoice, there's a different payment promise. This does not have a payment promise. No information is entered there. To enter information, there'll be more detail in subsequent videos, but here use the pull down menus, enter that. This is a free form for typing. When you are done with a call, you're to hit the call completed button, or in this case it's this button here where it says call, or this button up above here where it says email. Obviously select the one that the type of communication that you used. If you send a email and make a call, don't click both buttons. Have the mindset of when you complete the communication with the customer, you're going to click one button and be done with it at that point. Clicking the button does two things. It creates a record of the contact that the client has access to, and it will lead you to the next accounts. For instance, it will pull up the find and replace button here, and this is where you can enter the new account number right there to go to the next account. I like to change this to start of field and make sure that that's clicked off for faster searching. If you are just doing general review and navigation, you could search on any of these fields up above. If you want to search on a customer name, click there, and instead of using the call completed buttons, use the binoculars up here. That'll activate the find and replace table where you can enter, for instance, the beginning of a customer name. In this case, I'll enter GE, and it'll bring that one up, and it'll bring up all the GE accounts like that. That completes introduction to the collector screen.